Starman's post is one of internet's greatest mysteries, but I know who he is. The first post Starman made was on a forum where I was a mod. The post had a single, cryptic line, "Can you be the one to find the star and get the prize?" It wasn't the first puzzle I'd seen there. Most were pranks and popped up occasionally, but this one felt different. Shortly after posting, the user added a comment with a link. Clicking it led to a barren webpage with nothing but an input field for an 8-digit code and a white star symbol. No context, no instructions. Even the star was plain, just a black outlined 5-point drawing on a white background. It didn't take long for users to discover that opening the star image in a text editor revealed a long, confusing string of letters. Another mod, my friend Snooze91, figured out an hour later that decrypting the text led to a URL, which pointed to Google Maps coordinates in Australia. A user there went to the location. It was just a regular suburban street, but on a utility pole, he found a banner with a star and a QR code. Scanning it led to a MP3 file with a strange sound on it, and that was it. Half the forum, myself included, was hooked. People started calling the ops Starman and theorized about what the prize was. Snooze and I spent nights in voice chat, blasting progressive metal. He loved Dream Theater and analyzing the clues. We were sure it would all lead back to a final code for the initial webpage. The strange sound, when played in reverse, revealed a snippet of a Michael Jackson song. Oddly, its lyrics appeared in the long string from the image's post. Users found that decrypting those specific letters led to a second URL, another set of Google Maps coordinates, now in the Czech Republic. The whole thing felt insanely intricate, and we had to get to the bottom of it. Day and night, we shared findings and gathered new information from other users. The latest clue led to a Goodreads page pointing to a particular book. That one stumped everyone. After hours of trying everything, I had an idea. The long string from the image contained mostly letters, except for a few numbers, 3, 5, and 1. Maybe it's a page number, I thought, and messaged Snooze. He had bought the ebook earlier and started reading, hoping to find the answer. When he sent me a screenshot, it felt like another dead end. We read it over and over until frustration set in. Then we noticed something strange. There were more numbers on the page than seemed natural. Using the same method as before, we wrote them down. The sequence looked unmistakably like a phone number, and the area code even made sense. Snooze and I buzzed with excitement. We dialed immediately. The call connected to a pre-recorded message, a man's voice, breathless and erratic. You got it, go get your prize. The code is a X1J00LM, then it hung up. It's the code for the webpage, I shouted. Almost at the same time, Snooze texted me the exact same thing. We rushed to input it. My hands were shaking, but as soon as I hit enter, my screen flashed an error. The link had expired. Hey, my link expired after I entered the code. Are you getting the same? I messaged Snooze. A moment later, he sent me a screenshot. A black screen with text in all caps. You found the code. Your prize will be there soon. Disappointment hit me. Snooze and I had cracked the puzzle together, but apparently only one person could move forward, and he likely entered the code first. Still, I was happy for him. We had no idea what the prize actually meant, but his excitement was contagious. He was practically bouncing off the walls. We agreed to talk later via webcam. Up until that point, we had only known each other through chat. Showing our faces to strangers online wasn't exactly a great idea, but I trusted Snooze. When we finally hopped on a video call, there were no surprises. We both were just two nerdy white guys barely scraping by. He still lived with his parents. Snooze had all sorts of theories about the Starman puzzle. Maybe it was a secret government program scouting for talent, a private security firm's test, or even an underground game show. We spent hours speculating about the prize. Whatever it was, Snooze kept insisting he'd share it with me. We solved it together, he repeated. Then, suddenly, I heard a loud, heavy knock through my headphones. From my view, I could see the door behind him shudder from the impact. The door was just behind his chair, visible in the camera. Snooze turned, startled. It was quite late for a visit. "Mom, is that you?" he asked, to no response. Another slam, just as strong as the first. "Who is it?" His voice wavered, now trembling. I just sat there, watching, trying to process what was happening. Slowly, Snooze got up and approached the door. He reached for the handle, clearly shaking, and when he pulled it open, there was someone standing there. A man, regular height, jeans, a t-shirt. His body was unmistakably human and common, but his face, on my screen, was a blur. A pixelated, star-shaped distortion replaced his head. I couldn't see any features of his face. Snooze stood frozen and the man didn't move either. They just stared at each other for a few seconds, and the connection suddenly cut off. I immediately tried calling back, sent messages, nothing. For hours, I kept trying and trying to reach Snooze and find out what happened, but he was offline everywhere. \*****, all I had were his usernames and an email, likely a throwaway. No real information about who Snooze was in the real world. For a long time, I wondered what happened to him, convincing myself the prize was something incredible and that maybe his theories were right. He just couldn't reach out anymore. I tried sharing what I saw on the forum, but was called a liar and a troll repeatedly. No one believed me. Not long after, I quit as a mod, got a real job, and only checked the forum occasionally. There were no new Starman posts. A few copycats appeared but were quickly debunked. The original poster had a unique key identifier that was never used again. A full year passed before Starman returned. One weekend, I checked the forum and found his new post. The key matched the original. It was the same Starman, and there was another website, another code to enter. Users were scrambling to be the first to solve. By the time I saw the thread, progress had already been made. Someone cracked a hidden message in the image's code, and the puzzle had gone through steps similar to the first one. After days of investigation, they found a URL leading to a song. A Dream Theater song, Snooze's favorite band. Using the same decryption method from the Michael Jackson song on the original post, someone uncovered a string of letters as a result writing, "Help me."